Alright, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are going to start with this here Dwarf Fortress type game. Let's see, I believe this is the correct region. I'll rename it at some point. The real issue I've kind of run across is the fact that, well, I don't currently have any sort of ability to change the let's find a desired location real quick. I want to make sure we've got enough things going on here that we don't have to worry too much about. Well, I want to kind of play a decent enough game that, you know, we're not running into the ground immediately. Sure, let's get some shallow metal and some deep metal. Soil. Sure. Yes, let's go with some clay. And let's hit it up. But what I was trying to say was that I really don't have any way specifically to alter the fortress name. I mean, it lets you change it, but it has to be like dwarf speak words. It's not, you can just name it whatever. Which you might be able to somewhere in the raws or the init, and I might poke around with it a little bit. I'll definitely change the save name to something more Nilbogian, but for right now, I really just want to try to get this game started, rolling along, see what I have to work with, and hopefully things will work out. I've been playing a little bit of the I don't know, I have to check and see what version this was. I did not pay attention when I first started this up, so my apologies. But I've been kind of playing this a bit more to get down. I've still always had problems with the military not really training as much as I'd like them to. I mean, back in like the older version, the military, especially wrestling, would get up extremely quickly, and you'd have like an overpowered army of dwarves in no time. And I mean, yeah, I can understand the reasons for that changing, but now I just can't seem to get my military ever started or ever to become an effective group. And I mean, I literally have the last game I played was alright. I mean, I got the military at least a decent start. It really helps to have metals. If you don't have iron to really work with a lot, iron and coal, the game is a lot harder and requires a lot more cage traps. Okay. Oh, need that. Let's check out. It looks pretty. What we got up here? That's aquifer. Oh, that's just on that. Let's see. Let's check these biomes out. We've got the aquifers there. Deep metal. Doesn't look too bad. Deep metals. Shallow metals. Alright, let's give this a try and see what happens. We are going to try to avoid the aquifer at all costs, because I really don't like messing with aquifers all that much. It's not what I consider fun. And that's, you know, even in dwarven terms, fun. Yes, an aquifer. I've got some land that doesn't have an aquifer. We will go with that. Alright, so I'm going to be picking through things real quickly here. What do we got? I don't remember if okay, I do need to change these names, because these names are going to be taken off the list. And the list is going to go, well, there's 3 people on the list that are not so much volunteers, but people who are going to get volunteered. We're going to go with Mr. Merkt. 101 for the first guy. Alright. I'm glad that the music kicked on for that all the 3 seconds. And it does it again. We're gonna go with Nerdy Kid. Generally, there it goes again. I don't. There's got to be some kind of bug. The game must think we're starting, and we're not. Right. We got Marine Corpse. Marine Corpse. $19.12. We've got. Yeah, I probably should have done this. I didn't really want to do this off camera just because I kind of want to show everything from start to finish as far as this goes. The starting part especially, because I kind of wanted to show you the layout here of what we're going to do. And I know these last 3 are not volunteers, but we're sticking them in anyway because, well, they are at least contributors to various comment areas in previous videos, so why not? And let's see how long I survive this. Now, we're going to go through, and Merc didn't really pick anything specific, but we're going to need a carpenter. And I'm not really too worried about wood cutting, so it will stay there. And you're gonna need a mason because it's back up there. It's one of those 2 things. Well, one of those many things that are really important to have starting out. What else do we need him to have? We're gonna give him. Let's give him the... No, I really don't want to give him any other creation type skills, because he's going to be busy enough as it is. It's kind of one of the things you really want to keep an eye on, is if you're, especially for guys who are going to be really busy in the early times anyway, you don't want to give them too many jobs that's going to require them in a lot of different places at once, which I think that should be good enough, really. I'll give him... No, let's not give him that. No. Yeah, let's give him furnace operator. Sure, why not? Okay, an Nerdy Kid wanted to be an axe dwarf, so we're going to have some military right off the bat. The only problem with this is that you're going to have some other skill that you're going to be doing while not being an axe dwarf. Axe man? What the hell? Oh, I guess it doesn't list. I'm a little spazzing out about stuff because normally it would say swords dwarf, mace dwarf, and hammer. It's not really telling me that right off the bat, but that's okay. You need to have some armor use and some shield use. Let's give him there. Right. I'm also going to have Marine Corps is going to be the doctor. Where is our doctor skills? I know I saw them just a second ago. There they are, right there. Alright, so we're going to need you to be more competent than I am because I can't hit these buttons correctly. Let's give him adequate. There. No, let's give him better that. Okay, let's give him bone doctor, adequate surgeon, and he's only a novice suturer, which is alright. He will still be better than most doctors that come into the fortress later on. Rob the Gamer wants to be a crossbowman. Alright. I'm also going to give you... I'm going to give you armor let me screw this up entirely again. Okay, give him armor use, Let's give him a dodger. I'm gonna give him teaching. That way, he will inevitably, hopefully, train my other crossbowmen, which we'll get later on. Now, transduce didn't really volunteer for this, so he's gonna be a miner. Because I always start out with some pretty high pollutant, high powered miners in this game. The early time is really boring without some high powered miners in there working at stuff. And you know what? Let's give him. Oh, crud. I don't wanna. You know what? Let's give him. Yep, I'm out of points. So what we're gonna go do is come over here. We're gonna need those. Let's see what we got. I kind of hate the fact that I have so much stuff that I really don't even need. Let's get rid of the bags. Let's get rid of these ropes. Cloth is fine. Sure. We're only going to need 2 quivers for right now. Let's get rid of some of this extra stuff, because quite frankly, we're not going to need all this extra stuff. Seeds. You know what? No, I'm going to keep the seeds because we might need those. Pump helmet spawn. Just in case. Alright, now let's go back over and finish this up. I want him to be a decent armor smith from the beginning. Just in case we need to build some really quick armor sets later on, which we probably will. Now, where was I at? I need another good miner. Let's give him 1 in building design, just so we can have a building designer. And we're going to need. Yeah, you know what? I think that's about all we need there, actually, because I'm gonna need to pick up some of the other holes that we have. I'm planning on brewing, cooking, butchering, and I'm gonna be the stone crafter. And I usually do give a few points to stone crafting out the bat. That way, instead of making a lot of junk and selling a lot of junk, I can actually create some decent stuff right out the bat and not have to make, 5 binfuls of items to trade for, what we need the first time out. Where am I looking? I'm looking for turkey, and I'm not seeing it. I'm blind because it's right here. Alright, so since the advent of the egg-laying birds and all this stuff been put in the game, we can totally get animals that I can exploit in and out for the rest of the game. I believe it was Merc that wanted the war dog. We're gonna get a war dog. Or it was somebody. Somebody wanted a war dog. We're gonna get one. I would love to trade up for better picks, but hopefully we start with a decent amount of good metals that I can go on without worrying about that. Alright, so I've got some extra points. You know what? Let's give Mr. Awesome. Let's give him not masonry. Let's go with let's give him beekeeping, because to be honest, I kind of want to show off beekeeping. He doesn't need that good at beekeeping. Beekeeping is actually pretty handy, and we'll make him a tanner as well. Alright, we're gonna save this as the LP. Oh, but nope. LP save. Just in case something screws up. Save. Oh, okay, I get it. Alright. I can't really name the. I wish I could just name the. I will try to figure out a way to just name this something manually, if I have to. Okay. Let's go with the... I could name it, but I like to kind of hit random a few times and see what happens. Let's go with board mob, because I guess that's essentially kind of what the internet is a board with a mob of people on it. We're going to go with that. And we're going to embark. This first video is going to be a bit long. I understand. It's going to happen. But, oh, I got the little swirly arrow icon saying, hey. There we go. Board mob, strike the earth, baby. Alright, let's see what we've got. Alright, it looks pretty good right off the bat because I believe that's coal, or... but oh, no, it's not. Crude. Alright, well. Let's hope we find some material that doesn't suck. Rock salt, eh? Alright. I have a feeling this might not be all that I hoped it to be. Huh. Well, we shall see. It doesn't look like there's a lot of metal, period, in this area. Okay, well, that's just dandy. It's supposed to be down under this south area here. Is it right there? Yeah, it is. Magnet. Oh yes, we've got some iron, which is good. Hopefully there's some. Hopefully that means there's coal in the area as well, because those I find that those two usually come as a package deal. I think we're gonna build right here in this corner. We'll start here and dig inwards. I think that'll be a decent little starting spot. Let's go right here. Alright. We're going to mine. This is the fun part of the fortress, where we mine a bunch, and mining happens, and then there's mining some more. We're going to build inwards, then make a left. And this will go down towards the inner heart of the fortress. We'll have the trade depot come right in here. I usually make it a little bit bigger than the required, like 5 square by 5 square area, but let's make this a little bit wider. Alright, let's get you guys to work on that real quick, and we will start working on the downward stairway. Now, I do tend to like kind of set the layout down first. If there's any suggestions other than, you know, hey, you should do this, put this there, or, you know, any ideas as far as the structure of the fortress itself goes, feel free to leave some suggestions, but I'm probably going to go about it the same way I normally do, which is, if you've seen any other videos, let's go upward stairway, it'll be the sort of the workshop with the workshops with the warehouses like above or below them, so that those floors are entirely nothing but structured specifically for quick access to all the supplies and all that. Anyway, let's get to doing things that aren't simply just digging around. We do need some trees cut. we're going to also start. I don't know. I can't. I can't start building workshops out here because I don't have any stone yet. That's kind of an important building tool. Let's see. We've got a bunch of people milling about. Sadly, they are listed as peasants right now, the two military guys, because you know what? I hope that the game was smart and gave them. Sometimes the game will not give them weapons, and it didn't. Wonderful. So they have the skills, but not the actual equipment, which kind of bums me out a bit. But we will work around it. Like I said, I've got iron down here, so iron will definitely help me out. I just need to get down to it. Why it's all down there, I don't know, but hopefully that also means, like I said, there will be coal in the area, because I don't know how much of this anybody else has played, but it is very difficult to work with a lot of metals if you no, well, it is difficult to play this game period without a constant supply of fuel. I used to be able, or used to in back in like whatever 40D, I honestly could not really build a good fortress without magma, because I mean it was so hard to find coal, and you literally had to chop down every tree in the entire zone just to fuel your wonderful fortress of wonderfulness. If you didn't have, you know, any fuel or magma. I need to put let's put the mason's workshop in, and let's put the carpenter's, or what am I doing? Wrong button, sir. Let's put the carpenter's shop in where it'll actually fit, because there we go. Alright. Let us get to work, yo. What's going on here? Oh, that's right. The carpenter is the mason. Originally, I'd planned to put myself as the mason, because it does kind of suck having both those jobs tied up by the carpenter. But early on, you're not really going to be using carpentry nearly as much as masonry, because really, you're only going to need beds and maybe some bins from your carpenter right off, whereas with the mason you're going to need doors, you're going to need furniture, you're going to need all sorts of other things, such as, well, hopefully we won't need tombstones or coffins right away, but you never know. Alright, let us get to work on the actual structure of the base. I again generally kind of follow a constant rule with my fortresses as to how the layouts of the common areas are going to be. Wait, one. Because I generally just do this for speed-wise, or not for speed, for convenience, really. You see, dwarves kind of have this bad habit about not doing things as efficiently as they possibly could sometimes, and I kind of build the layouts to hopefully help them get their butts in gear and do things quickly. And let's get a little bit of, this is actually going to be this extra space up here. I tend to keep my stills and kitchens near my main food pile, just so especially cooks can have easy access to things like the eggs. I'm going to need to prepare a lot of eggs. And in fact, I'm going to start doing things wrong again. And come on. There we go, wall. I'm going to start building a wall. We're going to build a wall. Probably should be down, yeah, on this level. I don't think up there would be all that great. No, not really. Okay. You know, I could put it up. No, I really don't want it on the edge of the map somewhere where some ambush will happen and take out my farms. Alright, so what we're going to start doing is we're going to build a... What the... Oh, okay. We're going to build a small pen for the livestock to go in, or our turkeys, as they were, because it's really the only livestock we have at the moment. And I find that since you can't really just start farms anywhere as you used to be able to underground, you kind of do have to feed water into an area and create mud. This poultry farming solution here is actually a very good way to feed your fortress early on. Once you get some time invested, you can actually start making separate pens for the offspring, and you can actually fatten up the turkeys. I usually use turkeys just because they seem to produce the best. But you can let them... you have to kind of forbid eggs. Make sure your guys don't pick them up. And you can kind of rotate in. I usually do about, 2 or 3 different hatches of eggs, and I will set them aside as the that particular that particular year's harvest, and then set them aside when they hatch in the poults, and then we'll just kind of go down the road from there. Oh, what do we got? I kind of wish these guys would mine better. They kind of just... They don't ever clear out like a floor at a time. They will kind of just head in a direction and then keep going kind of that direction until they, well, run out of steam, or they don't clear out like entire areas like I wish them to, because that would make things easy. I could actually, come in and build my buildings if this entire area was clear, and well, it's not going to be because my dwarves are great. Alright, we're gonna start off this left area over here. In fact, I'm gonna move the mouse in there. This area is probably gonna be my offices. I'm gonna have let's go about that far. My living quarters for my dudes are gonna be right up in here. And we're going to have downward stairs right away here. Here. Always give them plenty of downwards and upward stairways. And this will be my warehouse floor here, most likely. We're going to need to lay out a bit of a large area for all the different materials that are going to be coming in and out of this place. Let's go 3 wide, and we will make it over to here. Alright. You know what? I don't want to make this like an hour-long video, so... Oh, oops. I'm gonna give it a pause here, and I will come back and start again next time with, well, hopefully some more meat and potatoes. I mean, half the video was pretty much the Embark. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to make sure everybody saw exactly what I gave everybody right off the beginning. Maybe in future videos we'll start getting maybe some cuts so that you don't have to watch every minute of me scan around an area. But for now, we're going to see how it goes. So until then, have a good one, folks.